I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way.
Or maybe starting now.
Should I start doing my coming ups?
Yeah.
Coming
Let's
up.
see.
Start
I've
now.
seen all
up?
good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way.
I'm not the boss of you.
That's
You
fair.
probably should though.
Ooh, Buffalo. have to
I have
get
a
on.
trace of that back there. Let's do the first one. Really?
Oh, that's old.
Calm
It tastes
down.
like syrup. It's like more sweet than it is.
Is it an old Fireball? Mm-hmm. Oh.
Aged Fireball.
Must admit, aged in a bad way. Aged in the freezer. Don't be mad.
Let's see. Which one should I do first?
Do the least funny.
I'll do that. I'll get that one out of the way because it's a word I can't say. Coming up on Verse, Chorus, Verse. What came first, the music or the misery? People worry about kids playing with guns or watching violent videos, that some sort of culture of violence will take them over. Nobody worries about kids listening to thousands, literally thousands of songs about heartbreak, rejection, pain, misery, and loss. Do I listen to pop music because I'm miserable, or am I miserable because I listen to pop music? That's next. There's my happy one.
I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way.
Coming up on Verse, Chorus, Verse. In the words of Ernest Hemingway, the world breaks everyone, and afterwards many are strong at the broken places, but those that will not break it kills. It kills the very good and the very gentle and the very brave impartially, and all you're left with is Drake and Taylor Swift. That's next.
I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way.
How about this?
That's good.
Coming up on Verse, Chorus, Verse. I got a song. Wrote a song about it. Like to hear it. Here it goes. I quit. I quit. I quit. I quit.
I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way.
Let's see. Coming up on Verse, Chorus, Verse. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. I quit.
I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way.
Coming up on Verse, Chorus, Verse. DL doesn't have to pretend to like anymore.
Oh, shit.
I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way.
And the last one, which is probably the only one that I won't edit out. Coming up on Verse, Chorus, Verse. Goodbye, nerds. That's next. Hi, everybody. I'm DL with Verse, Chorus, Verse. And with me is Evil. I didn't even do it because I quit. Jimmy, Evil, how you doing?
I'm good. I have something to say.
Oh.
It's better to burn out than to fade away.
Fade away. We are 30 seconds into the episode, and we've got 2 high-fidelity quotes already.
My quote's from Rock of Ages, which is
Also with us is Rachel. Still don't have anything because I quit polio. Rachel, how you doing?
Good. I have a very strong feeling that this is going to be the most popular episode ever. It's good. Like ratings are going to be off the charts, and then people are going to be like, "What? This is the end of it? There's no more."
Well, yeah, maybe.
That's what's
maybe
gonna
we'll end
happen.
up with like 100,000 listeners, and then we'll have to start again. But
a marketing ploy.
I'm not. This is a marketing ploy. Going out of sale for the next 6 months. This is it, people. We're done. So we're just gonna talk about music. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. I'm probably gonna get really drunk. We'll see.
Yay.
We'll see what happens. How you doing tonight? How was your thingy, Rachel?
It was good. It was my mother-in-law's birthday. The whole damn fam went to Longhorn because it's the fanciest restaurant.
Is that?
Here.
Do you throw peanuts on the ground at Longhorn?
I think that was Texas Roadhouse, and I don't think it's a thing anymore because so many people have peanut allergies. My kid is one of them, so I'm grateful that people don't
well, I
just
can't
throw
make
peanuts everywhere
jokes about
anymore.
that then. Okay.
Damn it. Put a cork in that one.
Because that's where it was headed for sure. Evil, what are you doing tonight?
I'm hanging out with Two of my best music pals.
You put a cork in
Two
your...
of them?
Did. Yeah.
Like, who are your best music pals?
Two,
There-
well,
are
we're
there
missing.
more?
There's a Sven that's missing.
Oh.
Who?
I don't know. Some dude.
The guy that runs the camera.
Somebody that I used to know.
That song was popular for a while,
Yeah.
Don't
and that's all I have to say about that.
See that.
I'm gonna sprinkle in some stuff here and there, but we're just gonna fucking bullshit. Maybe talk about what we liked on the pod and what we hated, and really whatever we want.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there any lead up to this, or we're just dropping
Yes.
this?
Okay. So
Surprise, we quit.
Well,
Fuckers.
it is. It's still a little bit of a surprise because there's an episode before this one where it's just me. And I don't segue into it, but I basically start talking about albums and songs and stuff that I wish that I could talk about, but I don't really know how to fit into the pod, and I don't know when it would work. And then at the very end, I basically say, and I know this was a little bit out of a left field, but it's all because next week is the last episode of Verse Chorus Verse.
Got it.
So there is a small lead in, yes.
Sure. So, for people who are listening, they'll be
For
like,
people that actually give a fuck.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
My dad
Which
will find
actually, if you listen, which all of you do, and don't watch the videos, behind me right now is an homage to, I almost said favorite, I shouldn't say that, but two listeners that have been with us from the very beginning that basically comment to me every single time, and that is Mark Kowal, of course, whose favorite band is Aerosmith, so I've got Pump over my right shoulder here, and then Combat Rock by The Clash to my left for Kim in Seattle. Those two have been with us from before it started and have really had something to say about almost every single episode.
That's
They
awesome.
always have something to say, don't they?
Yeah. And that's two of a lot of you, so thank you. But I'm not going to do a lot of that tonight because, you know what? I've got fucking feel-good song of the year in my head. I'm listening to Queens of the Stone Age sing about cocaine.
Cocaine.
I'm ready to
Cocaine?
go. I'm going to sprinkle these in through the whole thing. I want to go to both of you. If we were to be doing a review on Harvest by Neil Young, just top of your head, what do you think you'd give it? Mine would be a 10 out of 10.
I
for sure.
know.
Probably like an 11 out of 10. You're not a big Neil Young
No.
guy, are you?
No,
But-
I don't dislike Neil
Yeah,
Young.
that's kind of what
But
I
I'm
would-
not. So I want to be respectful. I would. Okay.
I bet I
I'll
would
get pilloried for this, but I would say 8.5 for me
Okay.
because I know it's good. And there's stuff that are like in the right mood. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will listen to it. But
What about
although
you,
it
Rach?
probably rightly so is, but not for me.
I-
Fuck that. Fuck that. I quit.
I'm kind
6.
6 out of 10. Fuck
Nothing
Neil
matters.
Young. Yeah.
Everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Exactly.
I would probably fall into I like it 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10, because that's the kind of stuff that I grew up listening to, and I would say 99% of my dad's music is fantastic music in my eyes. So, although it's not like for me, it's stuff that I loved growing up. So,
I have
8.5
a
feel like
drinking
it's good.
game that I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, but I don't have to drink. I will say that I believe your scores. I think Rachel's wrong. I think Rachel would end up giving it a 10 out of 10 after she studied it.
Maybe.
Because the lyrics are fucking crazy.
That's fair.
There, one album down. Now we don't ever have to talk about that.
You know,
300 more to go.
One thing I like about this is like an anecdote about Neil Young that I like is that he like always has a notepad with him and a pencil, and he'll like stop people mid story, mid sentence, no matter what they're saying, and be like, he's like, if I don't do that, the ideas go away. They're
love
like
that.
ephemeral.
Sure.
He's like, I have to get them on paper.
He's the Eminem of music.
Does Eminem keep a notebook around?
Music.
You're dumb.
Yeah, a little bit. So, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? What was your favorite part of the pod? What did you hate? Who did you hate? Let's talk shit. Let's talk so much shit. Nah, I'm not drunk enough yet for
We'll
that.
get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I had a hard
Part two.
time. I had a really hard time picking my shirt that I was going to wear. I know people are listening, but I'm like,
Yeah, what is your shirt?
it's a brand new Unearth
Oh,
shirt.
nice.
Shocked.
I know.
Absolutely
Well, I mean,
shocked.
the choices were Unearthed or Van Halen. That's like,
Yeah.
So,
Fair.
but I've Women and Children First behind me on my little now playing stand and an Unearthed shirt. And here's why. This was a very conscious decision. I chose Unearthed because I am a current fan of Unearthed. They are my favorite band, and I am a fan of them. I can't say that about Van Halen.
No, you can't.
Oh.
Because
'Cause he
here's
dead.
why.
I mean-
you can't be a fan of something that doesn't exist anymore. Because you have to be this is like deep thoughts with Evil Jimmy. To be a fan, you have to be rooting for something that's competing. In my mind.
Interesting.
But
So
isn't Van
I-
Halen still competing?
No. No. No.
How is
If
that?
you're
No, how? There is okay, and so
because if you're somebody like me and you're in my head, there's always it's an album thing. It's like which album's better? Which album's better? Their
Yeah, but they're-
albums aren't dead.
they're not it's okay. This is where it gets fucking deep and we're not even drinking.
Rachel
yet.
just had a huge fucking light bulb go
had
off.
a
I'm
thought.
excited. This is gonna be the best episode ever.
Am
Why
I
don't we
ever?
just do last episodes for the? Okay, go ahead.
I started thinking about okay, when does something stop being what it is? And there's a couple of a thing you have to like start subtracting either lowest common denominators, like lowest increments until it's no longer what it is, or some major component, some major factor of what that thing is. With Van Halen, it's Eddie. You can't, well, like if you reduce that band down to what is the core of what is Van Halen, probably Eddie and Alex could continue on and still call it Van Halen.
Okay.
But you take Eddie away, it's not, they're gone. It is no longer a team to root for. It moves, it becomes something else.
Well, but no, because you're still a disciple of that. You're still going to preach the word for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
go
but
ahead,
there-
Rach. Sorry,
there's nothing
You got
new.
Rach. You can't do that. What fucking 5 years, man? You just gotta start yelling.
Okay, so here's the
You
thing.
need to watch Around the Horn.
Here's where you're wrong, Jimmy.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I like.
So
this.
you said they can't compete anymore because they dead, right?
Right.
However, they can compete because new stuff can come out, and you can go, is this better or worse than this Van Halen album?
Yeah, that's what I was
So
saying.
it's still
Yeah.
competing.
But is that them doing it, or is it
I mean, yeah, I think so.
at some point? Okay, this is gonna get like weird and esoteric. At some point,
Now it's gonna get weird.
like
Love it.
living, breathing things, like that are people, groups,
Mm-hmm.
organizations. At some point, they become thought forms. That's it. They only exist in the minds of others.
Yeah.
In my head canon here, you can't be a fan of it once it moves to that. It becomes something different. It becomes ephemeral. It becomes a different thing.
But there's still existence of it, right? So it's not like
Yeah, but it requires like us thinking about it for it to exist. Like at some point, the world's going to burn up, and there will be no more of us thinking about any of this shit, and everything's gone. So as a living, breathing band to root for, there is no more Van Halen. I still love the music. It's still my favorite music. It's still one of my favorite bands. I'm not a
You're just trying
fan.
to debate a way into saying that your favorite band is both Van Halen and Unearthed. And I know,
you have
like,
to choose.
you-
Sophie's choice.
I know exactly
Well-
what's fucking going on here, Evil.
Well, it made me think
Bullshit you're spewing.
No, it made me think about the podcast.
You sound like a college philosophy major.
That's totally what I'm doing here. It made me think about the podcast and like what is the lowest common denominator of what makes the podcast? Yes, it is you.
No, it's Dave.
It's DL because he and Sven started the podcast, and that podcast was he. And at that point, verse chorus verse.
Oh, I meant it as an
Sven
insult to myself.
and
Okay.
DL, and then we got added to it, and then Sven went away, but it was still verse chorus verse. It's a new version of it. You could take either one of us away or both of us away. It's still verse chorus verse. You take away DL, it's gone.
Totally,
Oh.
I totally disagree. I think it's like you're looking at it as a smart person would, but if you look at it like one of us, one
One
of
of
me,
us.
not you, Rach, me.
Right.
You.
Oh.
It's like all of time. You think of dinosaurs, right? And dinosaurs were around for fucking ever, for so long.
Yeah.
But we don't think of it
Until
like
the
that.
medieval
We think
knights
it's
killed
like
them.
it's like it was.
I thought it was
it was
Jesus.
T-Rex and Stegosaurus and whatever, and that's it. When that's totally not the case. Like T-Rexes were this minuscule, teeny part of
Right.
the life of dinosaurs in this other big, huge line of. So you guys coming in, you're dinosaurs in the sense that it's.
I see what you're saying.
You
I
do
see
see
what
what I'm
I
saying.
absolutely see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
we
like
are the
people don't
largest
think like,
portion.
well,
Can
they
we just
were
get to the
only-
moon landing? Like,
And also, yes, the quote unquote moon landing. Yeah.
wink.
God, this is going to be the best episode ever. But what verse course verse is, and the reason that I was actually talking about this today. The reason it wouldn't have worked for as long as it has, and it could go on if it would have been successful, but that's not. I don't care. That's not what we're talking about today. Is that the fact that us three somehow? Because I didn't think when asking you two, I asked Evil because he and I have been talking about music forever, and I love talking about music with him.
Yeah.
I asked Rachel because I've always. I can admit it. It's my last episode. I've always really enjoyed her sense of humor and just liked talking to her. She's
what?
just a fun person to have a conversation with.
You like me.
Yeah, I like. Well, I hate being happy. You all know this. So, but
That's
anyway,
true.
what I didn't even take into account is how perfect our likes and dislikes align. We are so exact opposites and not opposites
Mm-hmm.
that it makes this perfect menage of podcasting
Tripod.
for music. Yeah. And even the stuff with Evil Night wouldn't have been as successful for as long. A, because you just can't get Sven to show up to shit, and B, I did start getting people saying like, look, I love the Sven stuff, but you guys start talking about shit that I'm not like. You guys start talking about obscure jazz musicians, like
Right.
fuck
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Which is fair. It's totally fair.
And on that point, actually, I had someone say to me the other day that the most interesting, this is fun, the most interesting part of one of our episodes recently was when we talked about Disneyland. They liked that part of the episode.
Sounds like a real fucking idiot. No, sorry.
I've been telling you, like, the music part's not important.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Disneyland.
And twins.
And twins.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic. What do you think that you would rate that album?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
That might be a 10 out of 10 for me.
That's a hard one because so many people fucking hate. To me, the Red Hot Chili Peppers hate is weird. Not Blood Sugar Sex Magic, but that band in general. I
Yeah.
mean, sure, he's I think he's fucking a 19-year-old right now or
for
something like
him.
that. As Dennis on Always Sunny would say, legal, sure, legal.
Do you
legal.
like spoiled milk?
Yeah.
Wow.
This episode's gonna be.
I don't
awesome.
need people to like me anymore.
No. What do you think about Sugar and Blood and Sex and Magic and Flea and Ketis and Will Ferrell? Rach?
I think
Will Ferrell.
that's a really good album.
Yeah.
She's
Isn't it?
19. He is 61 and she is 19.
Yeah. Good for
You're
her.
looking up the wrong thing. Reason number 72 why I quit this fucking.
Ew.
Not because of you, but just because so many rock stars, are
horrible
just
humans?
like Anthony Kiedis.
That is a really good album. I'd probably rate it very
Yeah,
close to a
that's
10 out
high.
of 10. You know me
Yeah.
and my 10 out of 10s. I'm a harsh judge, so I'd probably
Yeah.
say 9.5 is where I would land on that guy.
Also, think about that album when it came out. There was nothing that sounded like that.
Very true.
It's a guaranteed 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Even if I hated half of the album, Under the Bridge, Give It Away, Suck My Kiss, and Breaking the Girl are
Yeah.
all on, those are 4 of the best songs of the 90s, period.
Yeah.
And they're all on one fucking album. Breaking the Girl doesn't get enough credit. Breaking the Girl might be my favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers song. That song's fucking amazing. No, it's not. What's my favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers song? What's your guys' favorite?
It's probably
I'll
something
pretend
on that
to
album.
listen and-
I liked
It's
Mother's
definitely
Milk
something
too. That was a good album too.
That's
Mother's
kind of
Milk was good.
Yeah.
I always
not
think-
not as good
Fucking-
as Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Their rendition of Higher Ground was amazing.
Dude, so good.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I always think that my favorite song is definitely off that album because that's I always say that was the moment I fell in love. So that's probably, it's got to be something off of that.
It's
And
up there.
Honestly, it's probably one of the radio hits.
Oh,
because
I'd have to listen to it.
I think Breaking the Girl is my favorite Red Hot Chili Pepper song. Let's dive into this.
Mine's probably Under the Bridge.
That's
I know that's
It's a great fucking song. Soul to
Sure.
Squeeze. Soul to Squeeze
Soul to
is my
Squeeze
favorite
is-
fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
That
I knew that I was forgetting one. I knew that I wasn't thinking of one. And that is my favorite. Put that in your pipe. And
I
smoke
Give It Away might be mine.
lyrically, that's probably the best one.
Give It Away is, I mean, that's what made what I got. You got to give it to your mama.
That fucking black and white video was so awesome.
You know what was awesome was Weird Al's Flintstones version of Give It Away. Bonnie Rubble laughing like a hyena. Bonnie Rubble, what a little wiener. Yes, I do remember the Weird Al version of Give It Away.
I saw
very
a
well.
clip. You remember Remote Control on MTV? The game
Oh,
show?
yeah.
There was a clip. It was Weird Al and I can't remember who else was on there, but he was behind, and they got to like the lightning round, and it was all Beatles music, like Beatles titles, and he just like ringed them all and fucking killed the rest of them. It was amazing.
You know what I didn't even put on here that we were never gonna get to talk about is fucking Weird Al. I fucking love Weird Al because you know the joke that Evil makes. That's the greatest joke ever for a music podcast. Of like, I don't like the music, but I like him as a person. When
Yeah.
he's just a horrible fucking person. Weird Al is really that.
Yeah.
Weird Al is like, and I'm not saying I don't like. I mean, it's not none of it's his music, but
Right.
he's just such a fucking good dude. And like everything
Yeah.
he does is fucking self-deprecating and who gives a shit and funny and I forgot the most important part of the night. What are we drinking?
Oh no!
I saw Evil drinking something that looked fucking delicious and I was
It
like,
is.
how dare I? Evil, what are you drinking?
I'm having. I mean, I had to mix my favorite cocktail, which is the Scotch Lady from Death and Company.
Yeah.
A double.
Lift that up again. That looked very dark.
It's got a cherry in it.
It's probably the light.
I've got-
Oh no, it's because the cherries.
I've got 3 in there because
I was.
it's a double, and you can't do 2 because it's bad luck. You can do 1 or 3.
I'm going to be making a drink when we take a break that I think is my favorite, and it's very poignant due to the name of it.
I just looked up who Weird Al trashed in that lightning round on Remote
Who was
Control. LL Cool J and
Nice.
Downtown Julie Brown.
Well, that
They,
doesn't seem fair.
they were both ahead of him, and then it was like Beatles song titles, and he just buzzed in like he missed like a couple, but he
What am I drinking, you ask?
yeah.
Sure. I don't give a fuck.
Don't you remember that I'm here?
Well, it's not. We weren't done with the segment.
Okay, fine. Sorry. Keep talking.
Golly gee, I'm just staring at my beautiful soldiers down here. Go ahead, Rach.
Oh, you have so many.
I do.
I just have a caramel frappuccino. I just really needed to share
Womp
that.
womp.
And I
Or as we would say on Verse Goes First, Josie C. Womp womp.
I know someone who's gonna really
best
like
joke
that.
of the day, hands down. Because the caramel goes so good with whiskey, but this whiskey's disgusting, so I'm gonna have to go into the cupboard on our
Fair.
break and get
Very-
something that does
it's
not
fair.
taste like it's gone bad.
Why did you guys let me make
Apache Rose
Fireball
Peacock.
the thing?
I don't know, man. I want to blame myself because it's like us all combined together. It's like
Yeah,
this-
but you guys just let me do it.
yeah,
It's really weird.
David.
So I'll edit it out. No, who
Don't.
gives a fuck? Do you know the other fun thing that I get to do now in the last couple
Whatever
episodes?
the fuck you want.
Yeah, but I'm editing in like every fucking song that you are not supposed to put in anything ever. Just black, like all fucking every Michael Jackson. No, I'm not. But I am putting whatever. What am I drinking? You ask.
Oh my
David holds
God.
up 85
Fireball.
solo whiskeys.
Fistful of fireballs.
There were 20 on the desk earlier, so
Blech.
20
There's
tiny
19 of them
bottles.
now. 19 of them now.
Okay. You gotta get
18.
through all of them.
18
Oh,
if you're
God.
nasty.
Please don't.
Do it, David. Do it. What do you have to do tomorrow? Nothing. It's Saturday.
Sleep in. I don't usually do this. Usually I am a, not forced attrition. What is it?
A
Come on, English
sadist?
major. Yeah.
Masochist?
I'm very sadist, masochistic that like if I fuck myself over it and if I drink way too much, I'm like, yeah, you get up at 6, you do the fucking thing.
Yeah.
You deal with it.
There's a Mad Season song about that.
What did you just say?
There's
I
a
said
bad
there's a
season.
Mad Season song about that.
Did we just become best friends?
Guys, I'm right here.
Are you telling me that your pain is self-chosen?
Self-chosen. Guys, we're there. We're there. Deal's a little buzzed, and it's the timing is name a song that you will insist if you don't die in a car crash before you can on someone playing at your funeral.
Oh.
Because River of Deceit is definitely that's definitely me,
That is a really good question.
isn't it?
All
Well-
of mine would be shitty songs that nobody likes.
Fuck you guys.
It's true.
Um,
It'd be like Rachel. She lived such a great life, and we just loved her. She was such a good mom. She was such a good wife. And now here is a song for you. Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods
If you're
yet?
in
Are we-
charge, I fucking hate that song.
No, if I'm in charge, it's gonna be hilarious.
I made something for you guys.
Is
I
it a
bet
poem?
one of these songs
you love
would
poetry.
be on there. I just sent it to you.
Via what? Oh, you sent. Where'd you send it? To the chat.
There it
To
is.
the chat pile.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, In Sync. Bye, bye, bye. That's a great
Well,
song for a
Deleting
funeral.
this.
There we go.
Closing time.
Oh.
That's fucking fantastic. Oh, you got go. We both
Go
have
your
go
own way.
your own way.
Another one bites the dust. Good riddance. This is amazing.
For the listeners who are suffering right now, I made
Oh.
a end of the podcast playlist for
You should
my
attach
buddies.
this to the episode, David.
Oh fuck! You know what I didn't even think of doing that I should have done is we need some form of awards. I'll do it on the fly. I'm just that good at this.
We can wing awards and categories.
Yeah, we need awards and categories because that's a good riddance or sorry time
Jimmy,
of your
this
life.
is amazing. This is a really good playlist. This is amazing.
Nobody said that about my playlist. You guys are fucking
Yours was good.
douchebags, man. Yours was good. Mine
It was fine.
was amazing. You son of a bitch.
It's like a 7.5.
I'll fucking quit this fucking podcast. I don't even care.
Good.
Did you guys listen to the interviews on the show?
Something, yeah.
Did that go up your nose?
That was so funny to me. The admission of not giving a fuck enough to listen to even the interviews. I love that.
We're busy people.
That's fucking amazing.
So okay. I hate the sound of my own voice when I listen to it.
I hate the sound of your voice too.
Yeah, I
was gonna
know.
say that.
I bet
We all do.
most of the listeners feel the same way. So I'm like, I'm just fucking not listening to the podcast at all because of my own stupid voice.
See, and I don't. At first, the first couple episodes I minded, but then I just didn't care anymore because now I know what I sound like. But I stopped caring, and not like
That was so
In like
apropos. That was so perfect.
In like
I
a-
like your voice cracking.
I'm not going to listen to it because I felt like before I was listening to it to like I can get better, like let's pick it apart or whatever, and I'm like,
you didn't.
I don't fucking care. David takes out all the horrible things that I say. It's fine.
Just
I don't read the
us.
comments.
You say us so much.
I say what? It's sure. I sure do.
I try not to. I try not to do us.
And you say cunt a lot, but you take that out.
No, I don't take that out. Yeah.
Cunt. What if
No, my worst things that I say all the time are, you know what's funny, and I say now. I say way too much.
know.
It's fucking ridiculous.
You say I like that.
I'm proud of that. I like that. Love that. Love that.
I like it a lot?
Oh, you know what we didn't get a rating of from one of us?
What?
Portishead's dummy. Rachel, I am curious as to what Rachel would give Portishead's dummy.
Yeah, me too.
Was
With
that
a
on
reminder-
the episode with Lightning? Is that the name
I
of
think
the
it
album?
was, yes, it was
Yeah.
live and dummy because
Yeah.
they both got a 10 out of 10.
Is that the name of that album? Lightning? Something?
Lightning.
Lightning.
Throwing copper.
Throwing Copper. That's the right. Yes, I was so fucking mad to not be invited on that episode.
You gotta earn it.
Those,
It was an exchange.
now I can't. Can't even try anymore. It was an exchange. That's fair. I love both of those albums so
Do you?
much. Yes.
You
And
don't seem
actually,
like a Portishead person.
the second that you told me.
Seems too sexy for you.
That's fair. The second that you told me that you guys were doing those albums, I got really, really mad and then drove somewhere and put them on in my car because I was like, fuck those guys.
Answer the question, though.
What would I rate it?
Yeah, dummy. Just top of your head.
8.5.
Okay.
I'd have to re-listen to it. I would probably go higher, but just.
That's what she said.
Would she say that?
I don't. I'm thinking. Maybe. You don't know.
One good thing about music, when it is you feel okay. So hit me with music. Hit me with music now. Hit me with music. Hit me with music now.
Speaking of album exchanges, Rachel, what would you have given the Franz Ferdinand debut album?
That's a great question. If you hadn't fired us before I listened to that album, I could tell you what
Don't
I
be
would
so
have given
shitty at
it.
your job. Did you listen to it at all?
No, that's not true. I listened
I
to
rest
the
my
first.
case.
I think I absolutely didn't listen to it all the way through. I think I listened to the first couple songs on it, but then I did not listen.
Son
to
of a bitch.
So
I would have given Cold War Kids 8 out of 10.
it. Okay.
Evil, though.
yeah,
What would you have given Permission to Land?
I think I would have given it somewhere between an 8.5 and a 9.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's pretty high.
but I mean, I'm into it. I'm into that shit. I like
Well,
that.
that's, you know what, too, about that album is that was so not fucking cool.
No,
at that point
that's
in
part of
time.
why I would have rated it
So
higher.
you're, I think I would have probably come into that episode with a 7 out of 10, but then as we talked about it, I would have raised it. Because I love that. I love that he flew in the face. It was like, butt rock is awesome.
Yeah.
And fuck everybody that's
Yes.
doing anything else. That album was fantastic.
Yeah, I can say this and you don't have to believe me because I could be totally making this up. I think I prepared for that more than any other album exchange. We were going to do The Darkness,
Oh, I
Permission to
love that.
Land, and Porcupine Tree in Absentia.
In Absentia.
Which
the one
I-
episode Evil studies for.
I watched...
Just kidding. You're
I
all
watched
fired.
a whole documentary on the making of In Absentia because I'm
Wow.
like, I knew that, okay, if anybody who's one of our listeners is a Porcupine Tree fan, no one is just a casual Porcupine Tree fan. They're like,
So
I had to be on point because I was bringing that to the table.
Porcupine Tree guy listening to that album. I can totally see that.
Right.
Totally
They
fucking
have
see that.
rabid fans.
You know who they were, and this was going to be one of my takes. You know who they remind me a lot of? Dave Matthews Band, but not in any sort of musical
musically.
style. As a band,
Yeah.
like what they're trying to do and how they're trying to incorporate like pop hook,
Yeah.
chord progression with super elite musicianship. Yeah.
Well, and like Steven Wilson he has an enormous ego, but he's got that like British sort of downplaying of,
is it an ego enough to call your band Your Name's band like Dave Matthews?
I mean,
that wasn't even on purpose. They did it. Some bar once was like, they didn't have a name. So it's like, it's Dave Matthews' band. And they just kept that fucking name.
that's funny.
Anyway.
What did you think of In Absentia?
My big take on it was going to be that that album, it was fantastic. Fucking amazing album. I was going to give it an 8 out of 10, knowing that band somewhere out there has or will have a 10 out of 10. The Sound of Muzak song is one of the best songs I've studied for on this pod. For all the reasons that I'm sure you knew were going to happen, just
Yes.
hit me everywhere.
I picked them for a number of reasons. One, Gavin Harrison is like a motherfucker of a drummer.
Does that mean he's bad?
He's so fucking good. He is so good. And he was like one of those musicians.
Doesn't
who was
motherfucker mean bad?
No.
Depends.
Oh, wait,
not.
no. I forgot about Samuel L. Jackson. Never mind.
Right. He was a
Love his
session
work.
musician forever, and then they're like, they like brought him on because they fired their drummer, and
That's a good. They all sound like session
yeah,
musicians.
yeah.
That's.
Yep.
They do.
They're just so good. But okay, so here's why I picked In Absentia versus Deadwing for you. And it is the opening track, Blackest Eyes, which is my favorite track on that because that guitar is just
Shocker.
like melts your face.
Shocker. Yeah.
There is so that did you listen to that song in terms like lyrically how
Yeah.
dark it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you hear the whispering underneath the
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't studied for it for a while because I quit.
man. Okay, so the song is like, it's very dark. I don't want to drag Rachel too far into the mud, but it's a very dark song about a guy who's like going to lose control and do bad. But it's like this very poppy, upbeat sort of like chorus and like this heavy or like verse and this very heavy chorus. But there, he's like singing these very melodic lines, and then underneath you hear this like whispering of the same line, and it's like multiple personalities he's gonna crack. It's fucking genius. It's absolute genius.
I'm
And
not looking that up. That's.
go back and listen to that. And because
Why are you reading lyrics? I don't get it.
what?
Why are you studying lyrics? That's not.
It's
what
not the
you do.
lyrics. It's that he's doing the layered thing. He's talking about serial killers. I'll read lyrics.
Yeah, but you know
about
what he's
serial
talking
killers.
about.
Anyways, I knew you like dark shit, so I threw that at you. But
He loves dark shit.
there's a
I
lot of
really
like
do.
undertones
do.
and songs
Have
about
you-
serial killing on that album. But it's
Listen to my favorite album of all time. Actually, you know what though? No, fuck that. Because Above by Mad Season is not a dark album. I've decided that it is not. It is. It's an amazing band, but with a couple dudes that are sober for the first time in a long time. And yes, I think there's a hint of darkness there because I think at least one of them, spoiler alert, it was Lane, knew that it wasn't going to last. And you can kind of feel it in the, not the undertone, the overtones of the album. Fucking Mad Season is not like that. That album was a positive. You listen to songs like I Don't Know Anything and I don't know. We don't have to talk about Mad Season.
Why not?
It's a
We
great
should.
album. I agree. We should. It wouldn't have mattered if
Slick.
we covered that album because I would have given it a 15 out of 10.
Right.
And so it would have been on the board. But I am curious as to, I would imagine that Rachel's never listened to that album.
You'd be right.
I do think Rachel would have liked it because of how jazzy blues it is.
I like it dirty.
But Evil would be somebody that I know would know that album pretty well, but I have no idea what he would think of that album.
I don't either. I mean, without like actually sitting with it after however many years it's been. I don't listen to it regularly.
Doesn't seem like your style.
No, I remember really liking it back in the day.
I have a flight at 8 a.m.
Ooh.
To where?
Seattle.
So your bro?
Yeah.
I was flying over Seattle yesterday.
Aw. Our
So
planes could have
technically
met.
I saw Mariners opening night live, but I
Wow.
didn't really.
From a
Guess what
distance?
just started playing in my head?
What's that?
Let's take a break. DL's got to go pee.
All right.
Bye.
We'll be right back.
Because we're here, roll the bones, roll the bones. Why does it happen? Because it happens. Roll the bones, roll the bones. Why are we here? Because we're here, roll the bones.
Hey,
Hi. What's new?
I got new alcohol.
How long are you gonna be in Seattle?
It's my sister-in-law's. She's having a surprise birthday party. She
I mean,
doesn't
that's
know about it.
rad. That's fucking awesome of you guys to go because that sucks.
Yeah, it'll be okay. It's a nice. What's nice is it's an early flight tomorrow, and then it's a late flight on Sunday. So it's really like we're getting it at 8, almost not even 9 o'clock in the morning, and then leaving
No, I
late
hate it.
on Sunday. So I mean, it's not fun to fly that much, and it's just a straight flight, so it's just 2 flights altogether. But
You're 2 flights altogether.
I am probably about 2 flights. Yeah. What's new with you?
Even more travel every year.
Boo.
I think it's gonna get better, and it never does.
Oh my gosh, it's Halen.
Come here, mister.
Get some of that vitamin C, Halen.
Look at this guy.
Oh, he's so
Oh, hi,
handsome.
Halen.
He's got an old soul. He's still a puppy, but he's 7 months. I mean, come on. Hattie's 65.
That's the opposite of old soul.
65. So he's getting there.
Yeah.
Fast. Real fucking fast.
Real fast.
That's
Faster
what
than I
she
want to.
said.
She would say that.
We are back.
I feel like Little Earthquakes is better than Boys for Pele, and you can never convince me otherwise.
No, you absolutely will not. You know what it is? But that's not one of those. Boys for Pele was my introduction to Tori.
See, and
So
Little
Boys to
Earthquakes
Pele.
was mine.
So when I first heard whatever the fucking what's the song where she's playing the harpsichord on, and not pertinent to the conversation, but when I first heard that, I was like, oh, this is the coolest fucking chick of all time ever. And so Boys for Pele I was stuck with.
That's fair.
And it's a better album. But other than that,
All right.
no, I would not argue that, because Little Earth, if I were to look at it if I was just going from it as a musical snob, to me, Little Earthquakes,
Little
Earthquakes would be the album that I like. If I was entering a debate, that'd be the album I'd give to the other person and be like, tell me that's not a 10 out of 10.
That's fair.
So I get that. Most motherfuckers don't give a damn.
Evil, do you care?
No,
What's your favorite Tori Amos album?
that one.
The last one you said. That one.
The other one.
Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Probably the
fair.
other one.
You would say that.
You know what? You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to be a fly on the wall when Evil gets like super, super, super into a female artist. Because you know what happens. And no, I'm not talking about Portishead, but I could just pick. I know that there's like a Tori Amos song that Evil would fucking love, but I just can't picture him listening to it.
I like chick
think-
bands.
I know you do.
Name
Yeah.
one woman.
Well, I'm a huge
Like in
fan.
the world?
Just why? This feels like a trap.
Name one single female.
Name a female.
Yeah.
Woman of Troy.
That's
That
a good
bitch.
Right? Yeah.
Well,
She caused a lot of trouble.
not her fault.
Yeah, nothing's ever their fault.
I like a lot of. Oof. I like a lot of music made by ladies.
Okay.
He's
Music.
a huge Portishead fan.
I
We
love
already talked
Portishead.
about this today.
I
What
love
else?
Portishead.
Dead
a
Sarah?
huge fan of that
Oh, you
first
love
Dead
Dead
Sarah
Sarah.
album. Fucking
Yep.
love it.
And that's it.
Just those two.
No.
I like Scandal.
Okay.
Shooting out the walls of
Who the fuck
heartache.
is that?
Bang bang. I am the warrior.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she was a candidate to replace David Lee Roth.
Ooh.
For real?
interesting.
Yeah, for real. And the decision was like, the fan base probably isn't gonna dig that. And I'm like, fuck, I
Probably
would
true.
have loved it.
Did you change drinks? No, that's the same drink.
Me? Yeah, same drink.
Yeah. What was that band from Mexico? You like them, okay? The Warning?
The Warning was good. Yeah, grasping at straws for female artists that I really love. No, not really. I have a lot of guilty pleasures. I like the Dolly Rots, female led. I like the Donnas,
The
all
Donnas.
female band.
I didn't like the Donnas.
I was so upset when I
What?
found out that their names weren't all Donna.
It is.
Band's full of lies.
You like Veruca Salt.
I
I
love
love
Veruca
Veruca
Salt.
Salt. I mean,
So
fuck. I
good.
love Whitney. I love
We never
Etta
talked about Whitney.
James. I love.
We didn't talk about either of them. We didn't talk about fucking Cyndi Lauper. We didn't talk about Cyndi Lauper. I fucking
Lauper's
love
badass.
Cyndi Lauper, dude.
Or early Madonna.
When a younger version of me was really into Tiffany when I was in about fifth or sixth grade.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
A college age version of me loved Natalie
Curious-
Imbruglia.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't.
Yeah. How
it's not-
dare you, Rachel?
It's not all just Swedish men growling into microphones for me.
But a large percentage is Swedish men growling into microphones.
a
That's-
very large. Percent.
Yes, it is. And
And that's fine. You can like what you like. Here's the thing. You like what you like, but it's not like you're not open. You'll try whatever. And that's
of course, yeah.
great. You're not closed-minded about your music.
It's like boning. What about? Is The Real Thing the best Faith No More album? And
No,
with the exception to me, no, I don't want to ask it like that. That's stupid.
Doesn't matter anymore, David. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, the points don't fucking matter. Name a more influential band for the next generation than Faith No More. That's how I'd put it, I guess.
Then the generation that came after them,
Yeah. Or even if
Nirvana.
you want to go like right away.
Black
you know,
Sabbath,
because-
Led Zeppelin. I mean,
No,
Are we
generation after, not before.
That's why I said Nirvana.
wait, hold on. I'm not understanding the question. I thought you were asking name a more influential band than Faith No More, who was more influential on the generation that came after them.
No. I'm saying name a band more influential than Faith No More in the 90s and 2000s. That's what I'll say.
Oof.
And I don't think Nirvana is the answer.
No, you're right.
I think
God
it's a good
damn.
answer, though. What's your answer?
Pixies?
Do you have an answer, David?
Fuck you. Pixies is a better answer. Because Nirvana is in that. Fucking evil. I hate you. I quit.
Take a drink every time David says I quit. That can be the drinking game for our fans.
Wait, you didn't answer my question though. Is the real thing
No,
Faith
Angel
No More's?
Dust.
I knew you were gonna say that, you dumb bastard.
Yeah, because I'm right.
I personally am somewhere in between, and nobody's loving my agony.
I love the real thing.
Yeah, because it's better than anything.
No. God damn it.
Your life is falling to pieces. Somebody needs to put you together. Why don't you get it? What's the best Zepp album?
Fuck, dude. Oh man, that's a shitty question.
Sub question: how many 10 out of 10s does Zepp have? Yeah. Do you guys have a few hours?
Oh,
talk about
fuck you. 1,000%. Okay, I have a take.
Go on.
I think it's Houses of the Holy.
You know what's great about Zepp?
It could-
I'm not going to argue that.
But
You could've
I
said
think
any-
two is probably my favorite because Ramble On is their best song.
Okay, here's a sub question. If Stairway to Heaven wasn't shoved down your throat from the age of 2, do you think you'd like it more?
100%.
You're assuming I don't like it.
No, but I'm saying you just said Ramble On is their best song.
Yeah.
But to me, Stairway to Heaven, if there was a pinnacle of a song that is an absolute masterpiece that nobody calls on because it's so fucking overplayed, that is like top 5.
Yeah.
What are the other 4?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because you're a smart lady. What else?
Oh man.
Probably Smells Like Teen Spirit.
That's a good one.
My Humps.
Of course.
Want no drama? You don't want no drama. God, fucking Fergie. Should we talk about Fergie for a while?
Yeah.
Man.
Do you
Talk
remember
about
Kids
talent.
Incorporated? She was on that.
Are
Okay.
you serious?
Yes, she was
D.
Stacy. Stacy
S.
Ferguson. Kids. Kids Incorporated. You're such an asshole.
Oh, okay. I have a Zeppelin question. What
Nobody
is-
answered my question, but I'll
Houses
hear
of the
your
Holy.
question.
House of the Holy. That was. I agree.
That was
You agree?
I agree. That was the album that my dad listened to all the time. So that's the one that I know the best. So that's the one that just wins automatically. And I was like,
right.
there's naked people on it.
It's not an answerable question, honestly.
No,
because like
I mean,
4 is a
Jesus,
perfect
4
album.
four is a
1
perfect
to me is an amazing album. Like, I think they have at least 3 10 out of 10s. I will say, back when I was doing my mathematical equation shit
yeah.
of who the best band is,
Yeah.
when I tried to do Zeppelin, every single song was just like, oh, this is a 4 out of 5. This is a 5 out of 5. This is every single album. That band was so fucking good. And I know they stole shit.
I don't
and
care.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts on 10 Years Gone as a song?
It's a good song.
It's one of my favorite Zeppelin songs. It
That's-
kind of pains me that it's on Physical Graffiti.
It pains you what?
That
It's
it's
on Physical.
on that album.
Why?
It feels like it's better than that album.
I think that album's great.
I don't think it's bad.
Physical Graffiti?
Yeah.
Fucking Cashmere?
I know.
Houses of the Holy? Custard Pie? That album fucking rocks. What are we doing here?
I don't know. Led Zeppelin, I think they might all be 10 out of 10 albums.
Every album. I mean, Fuck, I don't know, dude. I honestly don't know. What about you, Rach? What do you?
I don't know, David.
Oh.
Were we still Zeppelining?
Are you a 10 out of 10 Zeppelinite?
I feel like you don't listen to me. I said Houses of Holy.
I don't listen to you. What?
He hears your words,
Is it-
but he doesn't understand them.
That's fair.
You talk with such a lack of passion. Your what was the Star Wars thing? Your lack of
Your lack of
Faith.
something. Your lack of fireballs me. I won't make you answer.
Fine.
But like, how the fuck do you cover Zeppelin? That was my thing.
Oh,
that
do
I
you
was,
like Encomium? Mm-hmm. They covered Zeppelin.
You're so dumb. You're a dumb idiot. This is why we didn't get famous.
That was a good joke.
David, this just made me think because he said we'll never get to cover Zeppelin. We're not going to finish the Beatles.
I know. I talk about that.
Nobody finished the Beatles.
Man.
You know what makes it even harder? That's what she said. Is that this year we were supposed to talk about Revolver,
I know.
which is
That's your favorite.
probably top 3 album of all time for me. So that's tough.
God damn it.
Taxman, fucking Eleanor Rigby. Come on. I don't care how much of a Beatles or not whatever you aren't. Fucking you listen to Eleanor Rigby and you don't love
So
that.
good.
I don't know what to do for you. I just don't know what to do for you.
Okay.
Well, Evil, have you ever? Are you?
Have
is
you
there
heard of the Beatles?
there's these guys.
I'm familiar.
Is there a song? Is there an album? Is there any?
I'm a
is there
White
some
Album
part of?
stan.
Oh.
And if I thought I couldn't like you more. There you go.
One of Megan's favorite songs is Blackbird, number 1. So I have to like that album. But I liked it
Fucking
before.
lib.
I have the best story about Blackbird.
I'm just Blackbird is one of the greatest songs of all time. So, yes.
Me and the kid were at my niece's choir concert, and they started singing Blackbird. And he looks over at me and he whispers, "Mama, it's Boss Baby."
Oh, is that a?
It's from Boss Baby. I thought you guys have kids. Okay, never mind. It was hilarious.
I don't have kids that watch Boss Baby.
What?
No, I'm a good parent.
Wow. Okay.
I don't even know what that is.
It's that. It's the movie that's a baby, and it's Alec Baldwin.
Okay, I stand by my statement. Then.
I mean, she really sold it to you right there.
how many people did he shoot in Boss Baby? I feel like we might get canceled.
We can't get canceled.
Hey, wait, whoa,
Yeah,
hold
that's
on.
We're walking away.
Alec Baldwin has shot more people than Clint Eastwood. How does that make you feel?
That's kind of
I don't believe that. Honestly, that's how I feel. I don't believe that.
That's Fireball number 3. Is that where we're
That's
at?
Fireball Trace.
Okay, 17 more to go.
White Album also has "While My Guitar Gently Weeps" on it, which is my favorite song of all time.
Really?
Yes,
All time?
George, all time, ever.
All time. Okay.
That is a perfect song. What makes that even more amazing is that while it's a George Harrison song, and I'm a George Harrison guy, and my favorite rendition is the album rendition, the coolest rendition by far was the George Harrison death ceremony when all of the Clapton and everybody was there, and Prince
Prince
does
threw
the
the
guitar
guitar
solo.
into the heavens and then fucking
And it just
stage
disappears.
dived and walked away.
Yes, that song is that's perfect. But if somebody tells me that the White Album's their favorite Beatles album, even if they aren't giving the Beatles the time of day they should, like Evil, I'm gonna be like, okay, all right.
You know, if it wasn't for this podcast, I would have never listened to Alice in Chains because I knew how much you liked them. So it made me not
Still
want to ever listen to
have
them.
a soul.
Going back to our 1969 retrospective episode,
Don't
I
be a
talked
pervert.
about how that year was full of bands that influenced a lot of the bands that I love.
Yeah.
The Beatles are kind of the same way.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's it. The Beatles, to me, it's almost boring to the extent that
Yep.
anytime you ask any sort of musician that is of an age that we obsessed over, it's like, who you influences. Every single one of them is like, well, I remember having, going to a friend's house and listening to Beatles albums
Right.
and being like, fucking, because the Beatles are the greatest band of all time. Sorry, Evil.
Do you believe that?
Do I believe that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah? If pressed?
Yeah.
I mean, I think if what would lead me to that is the reason we just talked about, is the influence is, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have had the guitarists we ended up having and the drummers we ended up having. And
Sure.
You know what they did?
like-
They did a lot in a very compressed time frame.
Fuck yeah, they did.
There was a massive evolution in what they did in a very fucking short amount of time.
they had years where they grew like fucking 15 years a normal person would.
Yeah.
They had dog years.
Yeah. Thank you.
They really did.
Drugs. I mean,
Yes.
It's true.
Thank you to the dentist. Dinner one night, and a dentist snuck them acid.
That's right.
And they were like, "Oh fuck,
guess what?
let's go write
It
some
worked.
music." It worked
Sure did.
really, really well. I mean, it's no heroin like the '90s, but it's
Right.
pretty good.
Yep.
One would say it might be better. What do you think? The
One
drugs
would
of the
say that.
60s or the drugs of the 90s?
But
Because I
could
feel like the
one?
90s like killed everybody really fast. And the 60s created good music and didn't kill everybody real fast.
A lot of '60s people died.
Not until like the
Yeah.
later 60s though.
I don't know. Yeah,
The later 60s people died.
I don't know. It's hard to say because we're of the generation that I naturally just want to go to the '90s. Like,
Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
I-
it's between the 69 episode and the 94 episode,
yeah,
I would say there was more influential singular bands and songs from 1969. But in terms
Yeah.
of breadth of good music released, I am firmly convinced after last year that 1994 is and will probably always be the greatest year of human-made music ever.
Agreed.
and that's one of the reasons that I wish we could have done this forever, because I still, to this day, until I maybe die, who knows, maybe I'll research it on my own. It'll be my hobby when I retire. I feel like there's gotta be some random fucking year out there that people just haven't looked at close enough, that if you really studied, you'd be like, oh my God,
Nothing comes even close.
you
to
don't
1994.
know.
I'm telling
You don't know.
Megan went on a trip with some of her girl pals to Mexico. She did like a sailing trip. There was like some other gals that joined up, and one of them was like the kind of in charge of playing music, and she had a playlist that everybody loved. And Megan asked her, "What is this?" And she's like, "Oh, it's 1994. It's the best year in music ever."
See?
Was that you in a wig? Are we allowed to? Can we talk about Kanye?
Why not?
Doesn't matter anymore.
Oh yeah, right. That's right. We quit.
That's right.
Like early Kanye.
Early Kanye.
Do you have a favorite Kanye album?
Me?
Who cares?
That's fair.
Whoever.
College Dropout.
That's the right answer.
It's the right answer because even though it's the beginning, it's the pinnacle. Like it is the best work that he's ever done.
That's a good point. There's so few brilliant artists. Like, because that's the thing about Kanye is I would never say this to his dumbass, idiot ass, dick face ass face.
Yeah.
But he really he was right about himself. He was a fucking genius.
He really, yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
agree.
just, he went full. You never go full, and he went full. But that first album, when he was fucking hungry and he was still kind of with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember it must have been like 2004. College Dropout must have been 2004 or something like that, because I was getting later into my Navy career. And I remember one of my really good friends had just bought a fucking new Mustang, like a jackass that fucking Navy idiot fucks do. And I remember getting into his car to just drive home, and he put on this fucking album, and whatever the first song is of College Dropout, the drug
Graduation
dealing,
Day.
not the second one, the one after that, the We Don't Care.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the greatest fucking rap song I've ever heard. Like, what the fuck is this? It fucking blew my mind. And he did that for like 2 to 3 years, and then sold swastika shirts. Like,
Yesterday.
this is, and I don't want to talk about this a bunch in this episode,
Yeah.
but this is one of the reasons I'm quitting. Is I can't. musicians are such fucking dicks that I can't. It frustrates me.
It's interesting to me that you've gotten to this point where you are no longer separating the people and the music.
Yeah.
Because the people are so in your face with how shitty of human beings they are these days.
Well, and it's you have a 24-hour news cycle to show you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, by the way, Wikipedia me, and I'll show you all the 17-year-olds I fucked. Like, it's fucking hard to be like.
Yeah.
I'm not alone, right? It's hard
not.
to.
Not at
You
all.
know, like, what did we talk about a year or two ago when it was, who was the artist we talked about? It just fucking bummed me out because he'd always been such a hero of mine.
Was it Gordon Lightfoot?
No, that fucked you up.
Yeah, it sure did.
But me was a
Maybe.
no. I'm too drunk
Let's not
to
say
fucking.
he was a good person.
No. Why can't I? Who wrote Johnny Be Good?
Berry.
Chubby Checkers?
Chuck Berry. I kept wanting to say Chubby Checker. Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
When we did Chuck Berry, like my head, my whole life had been, this guy was a black musician working.
Be careful.
Being this beautifully amazing, talented individual that just blew everybody's mind.
Right.
That forced his way into even the biggest of.
Be careful.
Into the biggest. Oh, this is gonna be sad to not do this anymore. Into the biggest of platforms for music.
Right.
He forced himself in there because he was too fucking good, and he also was of a time where it was refreshing to have black people succeeding at shit from our perspective.
You want to know what my favorite thing about Chuck Berry is?
Be careful.
The look in his eyes when Yoko went, "Ooh yeah."
I'm not saying you were wrong at all, Rachel, but through that whole episode when we were talking about him, it's this constant reminder of like, well, yeah, but he also like ended up fucking taking off with a 15-year-old or whatever it was.
Across state lines.
And it's like, how the fuck do you be okay with that?
Yeah.
And I've been able to successfully figure that out. I never have. I'm still going to listen to shit. I'm still going to listen to that. I'm still going to listen to Daughters. I'm still going to listen to all that stuff because the perspective I've decided to take is those fuck faces don't get to take that art away from me. Those people don't get, like, that art meant something to me because of me, because of however it spoke to me, and they shouldn't get to take that away.
Right.
But I don't know. Am I?
Okay. Here's why I 1,000% agree with you.
That's a high percentage.
That's a really high percentage because I have the same opinion of medicine, of medicine as a practice. There have been so many innovations found out from really illegal, fucked up things that have happened to people.
Good point. Yeah, that's
However, with those things have become like cures for diseases that we would have never had if people hadn't been put into concentration camps and tested on and other.
I can't believe you went there.
Really horrible stuff. So it's not that I don't remember the horrible stuff. It's that so much good has come of it that it's hard to. It doesn't mean that I'm okay with what happened, and it doesn't mean it's okay for Chuck Berry to fuck.
It's very
15-year-olds.
Spock of you.
Yeah, exactly.
The needs of the many outweigh the
Your
needs
new
of the
nickname
few.
is MK
Exactly.
Ultra.
Right. It's like the
And I
trolley
like it.
problem. Somebody has to die.
Throw them all on it. Who cares?
I'm gonna get free, I'm gonna get free, I'm gonna get free right into the sun. She never loved me, she never.
I don't know if I want to talk about that.
It's the last episode, bro.
I have a take on music, on rock,
Okay.
metal music. We talked about like the female artists that I like.
The three.
Yeah, right. Part of what attracts me to like rock and metal music is danger. Part of
Yeah.
that danger is who makes the music. Like, I don't feel particularly endangered by someone who I could physically kill. This is why, like, Swedish and Norwegian, like, death metal type stuff is appealing. It's like, these people feel dangerous. Like,
Are you talking
like,
about those super skinny, super pale white dudes?
do like stab each other and burn churches down? Yes.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
Fair.
they're fucking off the
Fair.
chain. Like, there's something punk rock dangerous about them. When music is super polished and you can learn everything on YouTube and play it like immaculately, but in your bedroom at home, it's not dangerous anymore. A lot of like female rock bands kind of fit that mold. They're very accomplished. They can play the notes. They can sing perfectly in pitch, but there's like the danger is just not there. They're not going to go out there and
Well,
commit
That's
some
why,
atrocity
like,
on somebody potentially because they got drunk one night.
that's why like a Saint Vincent allures
Right. Yes.
is alluring
Yes.
to me
Yeah.
because there's a
Yeah.
weird fucking eyes wide shut fucking drug party vibe there.
Yeah.
That's
Like if it's a girl who you like, if you were a young dude and you're gonna hook up with her and you're afraid you're gonna wake up into like a bathtub full of
Bathtub.
ice
bathtub
without
with your kidney
kidneys,
missing. Yeah.
yeah, that's okay. And they're a musician, then yeah, that's a little bit of danger. But that is the minority today because music is so corporatized and productized, and
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that's being promoted just doesn't have any danger to it, even though it's heavy metal, rock, whatever music. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's no fucking humanity in there. There's no like, what are we doing? It's like a
Yeah.
facsimile of a
There's like
copy.
no
of-
more fucking
yeah.
heroin addicts. It's gross.
But at the same time, that's what made those people kind of deplorable sometimes,
I
or
mean-
capable of being that way.
I laugh, but I'm not really joking. Art, like you look at art through all of history. Artists are fucking gross, dude. They're fucking weird, and we don't
Yes.
understand them, and that's why they come out with good art. You look all the way back to, you look at fucking Beethoven was a alcoholic, abusive piece of shit. He just happened to write the greatest symphonies of all time that all of music would be based off of for the rest of our life. Like, it's been like that since the beginning of fucking time. The band that I always talk shit about, Pearl Jam. And it honestly is just because I like Mother Love Bone so much that I
Right.
don't like
Yeah.
liking Pearl
That's fair.
Jam. But I'll be fair that 10 and Vitology are fucking great albums. And so was this one that they came out with I can't remember the name of.
Oh, time out.
No.
Before we get to that, like you jumped over Versus.
What do you mean?
You said 10 and Vitalogy are great albums. Versus was in the middle of those two.
Sorry.
Do you not like
I don't care.
Versus?
I don't care. I quit.
I like Versus. That's my favorite Pearl Jam album. That's why.
I like Glorified G. I don't like Daughter. I think a Daughter just confused me. I think that song confused me, and that's why I just couldn't get behind that album. Is that a little too simple?
I like Dark Matter.
No, I'm going to text
No,
you
you
something.
don't. Shut
I'm going
up.
to side text you.
Nobody does, David.
I'm looking at Pearl Jam and I type something that I will not say.
Do you know what was a
air.
badass album that everybody ignored though? Was Backspacer. They came out with Backspacer in 2009. That exactly. Both of you are like, what? That's a
Never
made up
heard of
name.
it.
That album fucking rocks.
Ooh, that cover art is fabulous.
That album rocks. You want to know the funniest thing about Pearl Jam? The biggest reason I fucking hate them? All their popularity. Well, besides the fact that Mother Love Bone was the better band, and
Sure.
fuck everybody
Yeah,
for
yeah.
thinking anything different. Because Andrew Wood was a god. Don't rush me, okay? It's the last episode. This could be 8 hours if I want. God
That's
damn it.
fine.
You,
I mean,
you
just
can
get
get
to the
off
point.
whenever you want. That's
We
what
can-
she said. But Pearl Jam's best song was not even on one of their fucking albums. It was on the single soundtrack. It was State of Love and Trust, and that was
That's a
song.
good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Have we talked? We
Yeah.
haven't talked about that, have we? Like,
We haven't talked about singles. We haven't talked about fucking look, Cameron, whatever you think about Cameron Crowe, he fucking nailed it with singles, dude.
yeah,
Like, my God. When was the last time you watched that movie?
It's been a bit.
it's been a minute.
You see fucking Soundgarden and Alice in Chains
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
like their fucking peak, dude.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it Alive that they stole the guitar solo from?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. from a
They
Kiss
stole it
song
from
who
Kiss,
stole
who
it
stole
from
it.
the Doors.
Yeah. Who probably stole it from some
Somewhere
blues
else. Yeah.
artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we at, honestly, though? Like, without. So, my whole take on some of this, talking about this, is that we're done with the characters now. We get to be real. I can finally honestly say that, yeah, I actually respect Pearl Jam and everything that they did. And even though I respect the fact that they tried to fight Ticketmaster in the 90s. They sure failed. But where do you guys stand with Pearl Jam?
If I were to have picked one of the big four to continue on to today in their
Well, we all know what that would have been.
right, it wouldn't have been them. Now, I like them to a point. I like 10. I like Versus. I like Vitalogy. I wasn't super into No Code. I liked Yield. Yield was fine, and then after that, I kind of was like whatever, because just stylistically, my musical taste had changed. But
You seem like you liked more than I did, though.
in the moment, I liked 10. I loved Mother Love Bone. I liked 10.
I mean,
and I loved Versus. Versus was like a great album for me.
You can't fucking deny fucking 10. Like, even even if I were playing the character, I'm not going to deny the song Alive is so fucking good.
Yeah.
That end with I'm gonna do it last
Look it
episode.
up.
I don't give a fuck. Let me see if I can do it without looking it up. You're still alive. You're still alive. And do I deserve to be? And is that the question? And if so, who answers? That is brilliant lyricism. That's fucking amazing.
The guitar alone, that opening
Yeah,
riff.
that too.
I think that I like Pearl Jam more than both of you.
Both of us?
Both of you.
Bork.
Because I, at
Swedish
the time,
chef Rachel here.
Borkin.
I hate you fuckers. I'm glad we're quitting. I was not into Alice in Chains or a lot of the other bands at the time.
Shut the fuck
At the
up.
time. Fuck off, David. But grunge was my first music. That was my music. It wasn't my dad's music. And so Pearl Jam was around at that time for me. And so this is when I fell in love with music as something for myself. And so Pearl Jam is definitely up there as bands that were influential.
Who is your favorite of the big four then? The Seattle Four, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, Nirvana?
Yeah, that's the right answer. I mean, for you.
Yeah. For you?
That sounded like accusational.
It
That
does,
wasn't
a little bit.
accusation. I didn't mean that.
That's
that's the
right.
right answer. For you,
Idiot.
fucking newbie.
What was yours? Did you say?
That's interesting because we have
Are you
a
fucking
Nirvana,
kidding
we have an Alice in Chains,
Do
obviously,
you like Alice in Chains?
and a Soundgarden,
Jesus.
but we don't have a Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam?
Who would Sven's be?
Nirvana.
Nirvana. He fucking loved it. He was obsessed with Kurt Cobain.
Got it.
And with that, let's take one more break because I gotta pee again.
Me too.
God damn it.
You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way.
I have the words. That fits. I'm not editing it out this time. Fuck you, listeners. You can deal with it. Why do I have "Shine On" my notes?
I don't know.
Shine On because of Van Halen.
Shine
Son of a
on.
I
bitch.
fucking love that
Shine
song.
on. You know what that song reminds me of?
What?
And I guess that's not a bad thing. Twister.
Yes.
And-
well, that's because that was on the soundtrack.
Have you guys seen
No
the new
shit,
Twister?
evil. But who is the amazing Philip Seymour Hoffman cranks it? Yeah. Why Philip Seymour Hoffman and Twister? That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. Right.
He was.
We should start a
amazing.
movie podcast.
You know what? We should.
Everybody, we're letting you in now. We are actually done with this. We're starting a movie podcast.
Holy fuck.
Yes.
You know what?
yeah.
Okay.
It's called
Jimmy's into
Action Take Action. And in 5 years we're gonna get super depressed because we realize all actors and actresses are pieces of shit.
Yes.
And fucking
oh
abuse
my God.
everybody.
And then we're gonna quit. Holy
Go
shit.
back to music.
And then we're gonna do books.
And then we're gonna ew. Gross.
What?
Books. Who reads books?
Yeah.
You Fine. Back to music then.
Nerds.
Wow.
Fucking nerds.
Do you feel an obligation to? Also, do you actually really like? Because it doesn't seem like either of your type of band. Maybe Evil because he's a guitar guy and the guitar tone is just absurd. But Built to Spill.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Built to Spill album? Do you really love them as much as you are required to as an Idahoan?
That is
I mean,
a really great question.
my default answer would be Keep It Like a Secret because that's the album I know the most.
Because it's a 12 out of 10 album.
Sure. But I'm open to my mind being changed. I'm never going to be a huge Built to Spill fan just because stylistically it's awesome guitar, but just not
It's not your style.
my
at all.
Yeah, right.
I feel like I started liking Built to Spill because I was supposed to like Built to Spill. I do really like them. And I agree with Keep It Like a Secret. However, I don't feel like there's a lot of diversity within their albums, even though the band is completely different every time except for,
Dougie Fresh.
so in that way, there's not enough. Everything sounds very samesies to me.
You're crazy.
I know. I can say whatever I want. This is our last episode.
Do you think they have a 10 out of 10 album?
Not in my heart. Not in my heart. No.
Not for me. Not for me.
Fucking jagweeds.
Well, Fireball number 4.
I love
I
it.
can only jangle so much.
I don't know what that means, but I like it. I'm into that. I'm really
Guitars
into that.
jangle, man. And I like it. But I can only jangle so much.
But here's the thing, and someday if we did a music pod together, I would show you a couple of his guitar solos where the rougher tones are just they're gonna blow your fucking hair back. Like
I don't have hair.
That was funny.
that
the
wasn't on
problem.
purpose, and it was amazing. I'm just gonna keep going unless
Is this
you guys
episode
fucking
1 still?
I don't feel like quitting. Like this is our
So-
last fucking episode.
It's all gonna be one episode. I don't care if it's fucking 8 hours or 2.
No.
I think it should be that way.
You're
It's
not going
gonna
to
be
have 2
one-
episodes?
Here's the finale, part 3.
It's just a 5-hour
It is.
podcast this time.
Yeah.
What's that? Time Suck podcast?
I think I have 20
How does
We'll
that
suck
things
you
left to
with our
ask you
time.
guys about. Yeah, we will. We'll suck you dry with our
We'll
time.
suck
5
dry with our
hours?
time.
Ugh.
It- 5 hours is a good estimate. Might be a little more. We'll see. Season 1, number 1 albums, Torn Arteries.
Yes. Fuck yes.
So
Sorry.
my question is dumb because he obviously still thinks it's the best album.
All right. I love Carcass so fucking much, and I was a fan of Carcass before starting the podcast. Heartwork is a great album, but I wasn't like super into them. And then that album came out, and I really got into Carcass since then. I'm a huge Carcass fan. I'm going to see them in a week and some change with
Ooh.
my
Hey.
neighbor, our friend of the
Tyler?
pod, Tyler. They're playing with Meshuggah and Cannibal Corpse, I think. Yeah. And I'm
Hey,
stoked
Boise?
for
good
that
and
show.
stupid.
Yeah.
What
I
was the
hate
name that
Cannibal
we
Corpse.
called Torn Arteries? Left
So-
ventricle or something?
But yeah, I fucked the name up really bad.
That's why
That album
initially
is
I was like,
fucking
Torn Arteries,
awesome.
what are we talking about?
I
But
will say, and I've said it. I'll say it again. I'll say it one time. I'll say it again. Most mad I've ever been was because the best joke ever told on the podcast was Rachel's when Evil in season 1 was like, it's Carcass's Torn Arteries, and Rachel's like, oh, is that adult contemporary? God damn, it was so well timed.
Thank you.
It was so good. She ruined it all because her first season's best album was Star-Crossed by Casey Musgraves.
it was
And she
good.
paved the way for the rest of her days.
for the rest of the shitty albums she picked every
Lead
goddamn
the
year.
Foundation.
You fucking idiot.
And mine was As the Love Continues by Mogwai, which
Yeah.
I would not argue. I think that album's brilliant. That year was the same year that Lingua Ignota came out, and that was
Love that.
yeah.
You're a fan.
Initially, I had that as my 5th favorite, and it's probably the most.
Do you think it's your favorite now of that year?
I think it's the most impactful album for me since I've done the pod. Like
that's fair.
yeah, that album was fucking mythologically good. It was fucking crazy. The only other one, and Evil knows it. I'm not sure if Rachel does, but I hadn't even listened to it last year. And there were so many really, really good albums last year, but the one that has really stuck with me, I didn't even talk about in the finale, and it's the Jean-Baptiste Beethoven Blues album.
I did not want to
do.
like him, but I do now. After seeing him live. Ugh.
So good.
Oh my God.
What do we want to do, Rach?
So talented.
My most influential album
Yeah.
from this pod, David, you're going to be the happiest kid in the entire world. Can you guess what it is?
Is it Joy Division?
It's not. That was a good one, though.
God damn it, Rachel.
It's Dirt.
Okay.
Here, just do you have a tissue to wipe the brownness off your nose?
I mean, I would give my left nut to be able to have heard Dirt for the first time again. Like,
Yeah.
which actually begs the question, and it was kind of set up. It's much more of an Evil question than a Rachel question, but who knows? Maybe Rachel listened to a little more Alice in Chains after she realized that Dirt was so good. But is Dirt, no question, no contest, best Alice in Chains album?
For me, it's their best. I don't know if it's a no contest, no question.
How big of it were you a Facelift guy before Dirt?
Yes. But then Dirt came out. I mean,
It did come out. I heard it.
It did. Did you?
We
What'd
were
you
all
think of
there.
it?
The problem is, and this isn't even my take, I feel like this is a world take. The problem is Facelift has Man in the Box on it,
Yes,
which is one of the
that's a
best rock
gigantic
songs of
problem.
all time. Yeah.
But how do you okay, head to head, Man in the Box or Rooster?
But for me, it's Man in the Box.
What?
Like, no question.
Fight.
Blasphemy.
And here's what's surprising to me, and I don't know when was the last time you front to back Facelift?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Here's my hot take. Evil, if you went and turned on Facelift right now and listened to it front to back, you'd be like, by far better. Because Facelift is so much more bluesy, dirty, and butt rocky. It's like they
Yes,
are
it is. I
clearly
know.
like
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses-y kind of. It seems like so up your alley.
It is. Yes, that you're 100% right. However,
We don't have to say however. We can just end it.
I like.
It's my last episode.
Oh.
Just be nice to no. No, I want the butts. I want all that butts.
A band like Alice in Chains, I prefer their progression. I prefer Dirt.
Everybody does. And it's not like I'm just trying to spark combo.
And Rooster, you put Man in
Rooster's
the Box
so
over
good.
Rooster, which bends my brain a little bit.
You can't look, Man in the Box, you're acting like it's not one of the greatest rock songs ever written.
It's great.
Like
Rooster?
what is it about Rooster? It's the content, right? It's everything. It's the package. It's the content, it's the story, it's the music put with it. I think Man in the Box, for as ridiculous as this sounds and as not underrated as it is, if you listen to the lyrics, the content, the feed my eyes, Jesus Christ, like, can you sew them shut?
I will take, won't you help me make it through over that any day?
You might as well jump, Evil, because you don't even know lyrics.
It's not
You
the
think
lyrics,
you
it's the
think Kendrick
delivery.
Lamar's so I'm not listening to you.
No, I think he's. I don't think.
Shit, I feel
Can
like
I
this
just
is gonna be the last
say-
episode.
The
Yeah.
beam bop boom bop beam boom bada bam, whatever.
It was hilarious.
Best fucking joke of the week in the text thread.
But see, the problem is I've seen that like 72 times from a bunch of older white dudes that are like, "Oh, this is the best lyricist," and then they read off like one of the silly Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, but they skip the actual brilliant
stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, but no, that's fucking hilarious. It really is. That was one of the things that pissed me off so much. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I had so many fucking listeners contact me, complaining about the halftime show. And honestly, that was one of the times I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to be the fucking, I shouldn't have to be the Kendrick Lamar defender. I think a lot of it is a joke with Evil, but I know Rachel fucking loves him and has studied him enough to know that he really is fucking brilliant. Mm-hmm. And it was annoying to have to try to fucking argue with like 17 people on Instagram. It's like, I don't have the fucking energy for this stupid shit. It was funny though. Like, it was really funny. Is that Canada Dry?
This is a Canada Dry.
Oh my god.
I haven't clearly Canadian. I haven't seen that for like 20 years.
30 for me.
It's Mountain Blackberry.
What, didn't they get in trouble in like the late 90s because they were lying about where their fucking water came from or something? I remember that's why they like.
That says Canada.
Hilarious.
Spring water.
You know,
maybe it wasn't spring water. Is that maybe it's?
I always had an issue with that until I really sat back and thought about it, and I was like, I listen to like 7 or 8 different podcasts, and like I don't fucking contact them. That's weird. And I'm not saying the people that contact us are weird, but it's just because when we first started for the first couple of years, I was like, why do we have like 7,000 listeners, and there's like 12 people contacting me?
Well, okay.
And then I realized I was like, wait, I don't fucking want to talk to the.
Yeah.
I just want to.
Here's the crazy thing is we've been doing this for so long. There are probably human beings out there who've listened to 100 or more of our episodes that I have no clue who they are or what their life is.
Yeah.
That
what
is bizarre.
language they speak.
Yeah.
Where,
it is wild.
I mean, I think all of us, when Angie came into our lives with these paintings,
that was
the
like,
moment where we were like, there's people on the other side of this.
Yeah, it's a little surreal at times when I think like there are not like massive droves of humans listening to us, but there's a few hundred, few thousand people.
More than 5 is mind-boggling.
Weird. It's
more
weird.
than 5 strangers is mind-boggling.
I don't know if like a lot of stuff is moving to like video content and
I have not figured that out.
I
don't have the time.
We're just not set up for it. Yeah, exactly. We are not set up for that currently. And
Evil never gave us a website.
God damn it, Evil.
No, but seriously though, that wouldn't have done anything. It wouldn't have done shit. It wouldn't have. It would have been a waste of his time.
Now,
and it would have
here's
made
the
me
thing.
feel even more bad for stopping the podcast.
I reserve the right
No, you
because I am part of a potential media company to.
don't steal my first course verse.
No, I'm not. I would. Just kidding. It's mine. No, I reserve the right to be like, hey, do you guys want to try this again someday? When we have the means to do it the right way.
If we can figure out how to fucking, that's the thing is, and it wasn't even I hope people understand that I don't give a fuck if this ever makes money or not. It was never about that at all. But there is an aspect of this work that it's hard for people to understand that even though Evil and Rachel never expected it, never asked for it, never would have, and I know that they don't give a fuck, but there's an aspect that when you are asking people to do something and you aren't funding them, you aren't doing anything, that it is hard. It makes you feel a certain way that isn't good. And that is one of the many, 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 many reasons that I've decided to call it. Because once it started to look like it really just wasn't going to be financially, it wasn't going to be lucrative. I don't think any 3 of us give a fuck if it's lucrative.
No.
But
I mean, I know how much time that I put into it, and which is probably about double what Rachel puts into it.
That's accurate.
Yes.
What? No, jokingly, I mean the time that Rachel and I put into it is a fraction of what you do because you do all of the
like
back
a
end
5th
stuff,
or a 6th maybe.
if that. I mean, even if it was like financially self-sustaining, it would be maybe worth continuing.
Maybe.
Once again, like if numbers are like going, like listenership is starting to drop a little bit, then like, maybe it's.
And that's okay.
Right.
It's okay
Yeah.
for it to be time. The Super Unknown episode, I'm not surprised about that.
No.
That
Yeah.
did really well. That has the Mark Lanigan episode.
Not surprised.
That was a big one.
That's what she said.
She did say that. Jonathan Bates interview was a big deal. Dissecting System of a Down.
Yeah, not surprised.
By the way, highest rated album ever on Verse Chorus Verse is Mesmerized by System of a Down. All three of us gave it a 10 out of 10.
That was such a good album.
Not
And that
surprised.
was another band that I had kind of steered from for no particular reason.
One of the reasons I'm asking all these, I want to give it away because I don't want to have to drink more, because there's a drinking game going on for me that you guys don't understand or know about. I'm just working way over your guys' head. You don't even know.
Wait, are your Fireball, are those happening because?
Those are happening because of something.
Van Halen.
Interesting.
Mind your own business. Anyway,
I
but
want to figure it
Taylor
out now.
Swift.
There's 16
what
more.
was I saying?
System.
What I love is our tastes and who we are and what we do are so different and weird combined that finding albums that all three of us give a 10 out of 10 was just going to be so fucking amazingly hard. And I feel like there should have been a 30 wall. A wall of like a
Yeah.
everybody gives it a 10 out of 10.
Right.
It's so far, and it's so fucking random and weird that the only album so far is Mesmerized by System of a Down. That's so weird. And I feel like even if we had done like something from the Beatles or things like that, it wouldn't like the fact that Mesmerized hits it. I love that. I think that's awesome.
I'm surprised Dirt didn't, and it was probably my fault.
It
I'm a
was.
really
I am
harsh grader.
Pretty sure about it. Yeah. So thanks for that.
Sorry.
Episode 1, we Sven and I talked about Talking Book by the, what's his name again?
Steven?
Blind
Steven?
guy? Stevie
Steven
Wonder.
Wondery.
So let's start with the Stevie Wonder Talking Book part. Are either of you Stevie Wonder people?
I love Stevie Wonder.
I don't believe you.
I don't think I've never been super into him, but I absolutely know that he's a genius, even though I don't spin his records all the time.
Would you guarantee? I guarantee is a strong word, but if we went through a fucking Stevie Wonder discography, like what are let's give it odds. Let's give it fucking over odds that you guys would give an album a 10 out of 10.
Probably pretty likely.
I bet there's 3.
Ooh.
You bet 3?
Probably.
3 10 out of 10s is what you're saying,
Yeah.
Rach?
One definitely, maybe more than
I didn't
that.
sneeze.
I'd really have to listen to all of them. I can't say that I've listened to all of them. So
He's Stevie fucking Wonder.
It's Stevie fucking
Wonder.
Yeah, just so you know, he came out with it at least 2 bare minimum 10 out of 10s, and if either of you said differently, I would have fucking kicked you off the pod.
You can't be here the next 2 hours
Yeah.
of the existence of this pod.
The other side of that, the other album that we talked about in the first episode was Kid A by Radiohead.
Right.
Now, here's where shit gets interesting. Radiohead. Now, I think I even talked about it in the last episode about one of the things that makes it hard to do a pod like this is because somebody like me with my dumb nerd ass wants to talk about Radiohead for like 3 episodes, but the people that I am in this pod with would not want to fucking do that. But here's the thing. There are albums like OK Computer, which I think would Evil at the least would be into. There's dirtier guitar work in albums like that I feel like he'd be into. Rachel, what are your thoughts on Radiohead?
Radiohead, I know as far as radio, to be honest. It was just a background band for me. Similarly, like how Soundgarden was before we went through all of them. It was just something that I knew that was around, something that was good, but nothing that I was, out buying the CDs of.
Was there a part of you because, and I'm gonna let you finish. There was a specific point in time where basically all of the American society had decided that OK Computer was one of the greatest albums of all time. Mm-hmm. For you as a person, is there a part of you that's like, oh fuck, I gotta check that out, or are you kind of like, I don't give a fuck about that?
In between there,
Okay.
it wasn't. I was not aware that people were mad about this album, and mad like crazy, like
That's crazy
excited
because
about
you're an MTV person.
But it's not also. If I had known it was something that was super popular, I would have checked it out. Oh, but considering I didn't.
Weird answer, bro. I like it. Evil, you ready for this question? No. Well, actually, it might be fucking easy. You might have thought about this so much that it's going to take 0.4 seconds.
Yeah.
1984 or VH1? Van Halen 1 or 1984?
Fuck you.
I love it. I love that. That's the response I was hoping for.
Fuck you so much. That is
unfair. I agree. A mean question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love it so much. Panama or Jump?
There is no. Well, they're both on 1984. There's no right answer to that. Dislike you.
I'm not drunk, you fucking idiots.
Mm,
You don't know, Rachel. You don't know.
I know.
No.
Fuck me running. That is hard. I mean, on one hand, there's Panama, Hot for Teacher, top fucking Jimmy's on 1984.
Yeah.
But then you have the explosion that like changed guitar rock. You have Eruption. You have You Really Got Me. You have Ice Cream Man, which is
Whoa, whoa.
You have Atomic Punk.
Jamie's crying. Yeah. Rachel, what do you think?
Fuck
Hurry, quick,
that
answer.
Fuck off.
question.
Rachel, is your hot take that you hate Van Halen?
Fun fact: my least favorite band in the entire world.
Is
Not Van
probably
Halen.
Interpol.
I remember when I was a kid, Jump was one of the very first music videos that I saw. I remember Dire
Slow-mo
Straits,
Splits.
Aha,
Oh, which Dire Straits? The
Money for Nothing?
Yes.
yeah, Aha, Take on Me, and Jump. Those are three of the very first music videos I ever saw, and I
Take
love them
on
all.
Me. It wasn't before your time. I feel like it was before my time.
It was probably before both of our times.
Girl,
But
You know
you
it's true.
crazy. Girl, you know it's true.
oh, that was a good one too. We'll never get to talk about Milli Vanilli, guys.
Oh my god, I love
I
Milli
mean, ice
Vanilli.
cream man, stop me when I'm passing.
Oh,
were.
fuck you! God damn it! That is such a hard question.
Oh, Take on Me was 84. We were alive, just not alive. Not really alive.
Yeah, we were so alive.
We were in dipes.
I'm taking VH1
Yeah, that's the right answer.
because of I'm the One.
Van Halen 1's the right answer.
It is an answer. But here's the thing: is Drop Dead Legs might be my favorite guitar tone of all time.
Somebody said something about a video before I was talking about Aha and all that.
Okay.
What's your favorite snuff film? No, I was thinking about one
There's
of
so many.
Oh,
my favorite videos of all time, and possibly my favorite video of all time is One.
good. Fuck.
I
good
remember
pull.
thinking
Darkness.
that's genius. Even though it
it
came out
was
way
it was
before
so
my time,
good.
but
Oh, it was so good. God, good job, Rach.
Johnny,
you.
get your gun.
yeah.
That was such a good video. It was.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Also, November Rain.
Well, all those points just got taken away.
I liked Guns N' Roses for a minute.
I love Guns N' Roses, but as a video,
That was a fun one.
It was very.
Also, the guitar in the middle. Come on.
No, but
Slash's
we weren't talking
guitar
about the
solo
song,
is
we're talking about the
fucking
video.
Amazing. Yeah, the video.
We're
Well,
talking
I
about
mean, the
Axl
guitar
Rose being
goes
Axl
with
Rose.
everything. The rain and the breaking and the
Yeah.
you know.
You know what I didn't like about November Rain is that it was just like Don't Cry Part 2. That's basically what it was.
Which Use Your Illusion is your favorite?
Ooh.
See, this opens a whole other catalog that I planned on talking about tonight, which is
We can wait on
who
that.
are we use your illusion people or are we appetite people?
Oh.
Because you can't be one or the other. And I feel like there are certain people where it's like, Evil and I are obviously appetite people.
Yeah. I'm an
But-
appetite.
I don't know. I think I am.
But I feel like Guns N' Roses is one of those bands where I'm not gonna flip out if somebody's like, dude, use your illusion. I'm like, okay.
True.
All right.
Yeah, true
Terminator
story.
2. All right.
I'm gonna say Use Your Illusion 1, but Appetite is better than both of those.
Okay. You passed this.
Should I break brains with my favorite Guns N' Roses song?
Yes.
Don't need my love. You want a satisfaction? Be it. You don't need my love. You got to find yourself another.
Oh man. Fucking Guns N' Roses, baby. We didn't talk about Guns N' Roses.
No, we didn't. I mean, we touched on them here and there, but we didn't dive in.
What's your favorite Guns N' Roses song?
Don't hate me. Don't hate me for this.
I don't
I'm
remember
probably
that one.
gonna-
It is their cover of
That
Sympathy
actually
for the
sounds like
Devil.
the name of a Guns N' Roses song. Don't hate me. Their cover of what?
Sympathy for the Devil.
Oh, I won't hate you for that.
Okay.
That's fucking awesome.
I mean, it should be Welcome to the Jungle. I mean, that was literally my senior year playing
too easy.
football. That was our song when we ran out on the field for home
how
games.
unique.
It was right. It was the theme for our homecoming was Welcome to the Jungle. It's so stupid,
You're old.
right?
Oh.
I love that cover.
Their fucking
Their covers are
rendition of
so
that is
good.
great.
Oh,
Oh,
hell yeah.
they're so good.
Live and Let Die.
Oh, Jesus.
Holy fuck.
Holy fuck.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah.
No,
It
I
is-
want to listen to that. I want
Yeah.
to listen to that.
Do you know Linda McCartney co-wrote Live and Let Die?
Yeah, I did because I'm an actual Beatles fan.
She wasn't in
Almost
the
like you
Beatles,
do
David.
a music podcast.
Shows how much you know.
Oh, I'm listening to Live and Let Die. Oh. Use Your Illusion 1 is better than 2.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Lendo.
Yeah.
I was
think-
on the brink and then I just realized Live and Let Die is on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, it's so good.
Oh, it's got the garden on it
so
too.
good. I still like Appetite more. And
Yeah,
it's just
same.
because it's
Debut
it was-
albums. I
Yes.
mean, it's one of those there's Van Halen 1, Appetite for Destruction, fucking Rage's
Weezer.
first album.
Rage.
Oh, Rage is so good.
There are certain debut albums that are just so good.
Zepp 1.
Zepp 1 didn't suck.
Ah, this song is so good. Favorite Guns N' Roses song is Mr. Brownstone.
I know.
Appetite.
That's crazy.
That song's amazing. There's one other thing that we haven't gotten to talk about on this pod. Hilariously underrated is Slash.
Do you think he's underrated? I think people realize he's amazing.
Okay, here's the thing. When people are like, okay, let's talk amazing guitarists, I don't think Slash gets
That's
mentioned.
fair.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
he's the guitarist of our 2 generations.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going with
That's
that
very
one.
fair.
I think it's because he's so in the pocket of what he does.
Drunk is what you're trying to say. He's so drunk all the time. And that's why I love him more than anybody.
That
the
loose,
world.
sleazy, blues rock stuff that he does is so good. Oh my god!
Let's see. What do we want to? What should we go with? Something that's stupid and easy, or that's what she said.
Stop.
Hi, Margot.
She knows I'm leaving. She's getting upset.
Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't stop.
Maybe we
talking
just keep
about-
going until I have to leave at 7 a.m.
Let's do it.
Okay.
No, but seriously, we didn't. Okay. Here's the thing. Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses is a super weird fucking band to me.
In what way?
Because
Yeah.
at one point they were the biggest band, bar none. They were also kind of the. Actually, this is a really interesting conversation to have with Evil, because Guns N' Roses was kind of seen as the band that saved us from butt rock. They were kind of seen as the band that took us from the Poisons to the Nirvanas. Like you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
So what is your take as a person that was a huge fan of both? What's your take on that?
They were definitely at the vanguard of that sort of like transition.
Would you say that they were on the Van Halen guard?
Maybe. There were a couple others. One of them was like in the same time frame of them was like Aerosmith's resurgence, and I would put
Pump this out. Look, I'll shit on Aerosmith all the time. Pump
is great.
That fucking album is amazing.
Yep.
So Permanent Vacation too. Permanent Vacation was a fantastic. Hey, Mark, here's the thing. I'll make fun of your shitty fucking weirdo Steven Tyler shit all the time, and the fucking creep that put his daughter in the album in the videos to like be naked and shit. Like weirdest fucking shit in the world. But Aerosmith fucking wrote jams, dude. They could write
when they were writing their own music, they wrote good shit.
Dream on!
Oh my god.
All right, anyway.
Yeah. And then I would put The Cult in there as because they had the Cult had one of the greatest 3 album runs of any band.
For real.
Love, Electric, and Sonic Temple.
Fucking Sonic Temple, dude.
Holy shit.
Right, Rach?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't even know. I don't have the words. I don't have the words for that. Just what? Go on. You guys just.
As like the hair metal thing was becoming like a parody of itself.
It was.
It
like
really
we were
was.
all very aware.
And I love that
And
stuff,
even
man.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Even when it got to the pinnacle of like Warrant being like, what was the fucking Warrant shit that was
Cherry Pie. I mean,
yes. Cherry Pie. Like even when it got to the pinnacle of like, okay, something's gonna fucking
Right.
something has to give here.
and I love Warrant. Like, don't get me wrong. Like that album, the name and the title song, they didn't want to do that. There's like, no, we don't want it. But that was a record industry thing. And then their follow up album I actually like too. At that point, we're in the 90s. Whatever. I was watching a Reb Beach video. Reb Beach was the guitar player for Winger. That guy's fucking good. He is a great guitar player. Slaughter. I was listening. Okay. Preparing for this episode was me just listening to whatever the fuck I wanted, and it wound up a lot of hair metal. It was just a lot of.
I'm super fucking shocked by that.
Imagine that. A lot of stuff that I like. Number one, I started putting together a playlist of Extreme songs to like. Here's why Extreme is actually good for you guys, and then I'm like, I don't fucking care. I don't need to convince them.
You do though.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
We can. Do you just want to sing some Extreme?
Yeah. Can I get some more than words, please?
You don't like that, Evil? Look, Evil. There's a hole in my heart that can only be filled by you. Okay.
I hate both of you so much.
Should we do a part 2? I kind of want to go make a drink. No, it is one part. I still have to go make a drink.
Rachel and I could talk about you behind your back.
Fabulous.
I love it.
Get lost. All right. Where do you want to go with this?
Finally, it's our podcast now.
He's the fucking worst.
Oh, he's terrible. It should have been chorus verse chorus.
Right? Idiot.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You and I, because of just the format, never did and we're never going to do an album exchange.
Right.
If we were going to do an album exchange, what would you give me?
Back Amy Winehouse.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think I would give you something that's out of your box, but not something that I think that you would like, but you wouldn't.
I would appreciate.
You wouldn't run into, I
Right.
guess. And I feel like Amy Winehouse. I'm sure you've heard, like raw vocal tracks before. And watching this documentary, it was an evil documentary because it wasn't something that she wanted. It was something that was put together after she was dead of
yeah.
like home videos and stuff. So
Yeah.
it was very unauthorized sort of stuff. But there's a part in there where she's singing Back to Black.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just her vocals because you don't hear, she's in the booth doing just the vocals. And it is goosebumps. It is the best vocals you've ever heard in your entire life. The woman was so talented. What metal album would you have given me?
Well, I've thought about this before, and I think I needed to dig a little bit to figure out who and what you're familiar with. Mm-hmm. My number one would have been the Dead Sarah self-titled album, but I would have to ask, how familiar are you with it?
I am not at all.
That would have
been great.
That would have been number one.
Well, there you go.
Dead Sarah self-titled would have been.
See you next Friday.
Starting our own podcast. Yeah, it's my favorite of that band's albums. I like their second one as well, but the first one is just
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Because I can do whatever I want now.
Yeah, right.
Nobody's gonna tell me what to do.
I have one for him that I'm gonna bring up a little bit.
Interesting.
I have a couple actually for him because he was the one I was like holding some cards for, but never got to play them.
Yeah.
Anything that you were like holding back to kind of like give to him?
That's what I was just gonna say. I feel like there's not
And
necessarily.
if you want to save it for when he's back.
No.
Yeah.
There's not necessarily stuff that I was saving for anyone, but stuff that I'm sad that we didn't get to. Yeah. Like we never covered Whitney.
I know. I know.
There's so much, and I know I kind of joked about this, but like early Madonna when she was actually talented.
You know, he and I did an episode on, it was I want to say 1964. As a podcast, we focused primarily on albums. And it was kind of like before albums were the focus of the music industry. I would have liked to explore that era more. I think there's gold to be mined from there that we could have gone back to.
Like just songs as singles? Like what do you?
Songs were, yeah, like recorded music as a product was mostly just like singles.
Yeah, like
At
two
that
on
point.
2 and 2.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there were full albums recorded, but LPs
Sure.
weren't like the thing until mid 60s.
Yeah, and well, if you listen to the early Beatles stuff, it's just like the way that things were just kind of thrown together.
Yeah, they
you
were
can
like
tell that
compilations.
it was
Yeah.
like this is the first couple iterations of what an album should be,
Right.
and it's not right, and it doesn't sound right. And you got into the later Beatles stuff, which again, it's the later 60s, and you're like, okay, this makes a little more sense. This is telling a story. It's not just a bunch of shit, thrown together because, it was recorded in 85 different studios and
Right.
different periods of time. But
Yeah, and I mean, sadly, that's kind of where we're at again. It's a very like the music industry is it's single. I mean, just because of the nature of streaming,
yeah,
it's really focused on individual tracks, singles, and those are the products that are like most immediate, I guess. I mean, artists are still doing full albums, but it's not
Sure.
it's not the phenomena that it was for us. I don't know if it ever will be again. Just kind of sad.
well, like you say, have said and say all the time, it's music product. It's a lot less like
Yep.
there are people that make music because they love it, and then there's people that are put together products like focus group. This is what people want,
Right.
and so we're gonna put that together, like K-pop.
Music by committee.
And it's not all bad. And the people that come out with that kind of stuff are very often very talented. And it's just like One
Right,
Direction.
right.
You look at them; they were all individual singers that wanted to be individual singers, and they were on whatever American Idol British version is. I don't remember.
Sure. Yeah.
And one of the hosts was like, you know what, let's just put these 5 guys together. And then that makes them a product when they didn't want to be that. And now that they've, gone off their different ways, they're becoming successful in their own ways. Some of them that are still alive. Yikes. But yeah, I think you have to be really good as a product to get to do what you want to do at this point in time. Like you don't get to do, a lot of people don't become successful
Right.
putting out exactly what they want to put out.
Yeah. It's sad because I think there is a level of artistry that is just completely overlooked because of that.
Yeah. I feel like if stuff doesn't like make money right away,
Yep.
then it's just kind of
I mean,
thrown
it
away.
was years ago. There was a documentary that was put out that kind of addressed this. It followed multiple. I've talked about this before. It followed a guitar player. I think his name was Doyle Bramhall.
Okay.
Along with some other people as well, but it was like about the music industry. Before the Music Dies is the name
Okay.
of it. And it was 2006, so that was a while ago. He's a super talented guitar player who like Clapton wanted to like come up on stage and play with him and stuff. And he was an artist who needed an album or two to kind of like mature and build a relationship with the audience and just sort of like cook a little bit,
Yeah.
which musicians were able to do previously, and then would become huge because of that. But
Yeah.
the nature of the industry didn't allow that for him. And at the same time,
On such a timeless flight, and I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man, burning out his fuse out here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man, burning out his fuse out here alone. Mars ain't the kind
You guys
what
want
a-
to guess what I'm drinking?
it's green.
Absinthe something? Where's the cup green?
Here's the thing. It's the final episode.
Is it hemlock?
That's what it is.
It's hemlock.
Is it hemlock sour?
We only have so much more time left on this podcast.
It's a
Talk
little bit of
fast.
Kool-Aid, if you know what I mean.
It's Flavor Aid, David. It's
It's
Flavor
Flavor Aid.
It's Flavor Flav.
I forgot to make
I'm-
Flavor Aid.
I'm a little disappointed Evil isn't getting it.
It's a sour whiskey. Sour. I don't
It's the
fucking.
last episode. It's a last word.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It doesn't
Last
look like a last word.
Well, so the cup is like a green cup.
Oh, I see.
It was very anticlimactic.
What kind of gin did you use?
You
in
want to
that?
start over? Yeah, what-
Hendrix. So here's
Hendrix.
okay. Here you go, Evil. Here's a hot take. In a last word, and I have been doing a little last word formulating lately.
Shopping, yeah.
There you go. I love it. I find Hendrix to be significantly better than Botanist in a last word.
Bite, bite,
I'll
bite.
try it.
Try it. Just try it and let me know. Just try it.
The cucumber notes.
I don't know what it is. All I know is that I tried it with both, and what not like immediately, like not even a contest. Like Hendrix is better. Okay, so I liked you guys were talking shit you didn't get to talk about.
Well, and one of the things I brought up was I think it was pre-64. Is that the episode we did where it was like pre-album music?
All music before. By the way, that was one of the bigger
That was a
downloaded
great-
episodes.
I would have liked to have revisited that era at some point.
Yeah.
Which brought us
shit.
into the conversation of like today, which is like pre-64 music was like singles, you know, over a recording was like 1 or 2 tracks. And that's kind of
And I
what it is
think it's
now.
gonna be a long, long time.
Reverted to that because of streaming. In a lot of ways.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
No, they don't have the attention span to listen to a whole album.
And I think it's gonna be a
With this 5-hour podcast.
Fuck those guys.
I'll listen to it.
These are the Gen Xers like me who are the best generation.
What's the best generation, guys?